Hello everybody, welcome into this OKPreps exclusive. I'm Managing Director Michael Knight of the OKPreps Network. Welcoming you into this one-on-one conversation. I'm sitting down today with Bixby defensive tackle Brendon Evers. He recently committed to Oklahoma State. We're here to talk not only about that commitment, but Brendon's high school career so far. So first off, Brendon, thanks for sitting down with us here this afternoon, and congratulations on the big decision.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
All right, let's talk about your high school career. We got plenty of time to talk about Oklahoma State. So far, it's been pretty successful. I'd say the last two seasons, you guys have won the state championship. A little different scenarios in each year. The year before, you were going after your first. Last year, you were trying to defend that title, and if you guys don't block an extra point in Muskogee, you might miss out on the playoffs altogether. So, talk a little bit about your high school career so far, and what's made it so special besides, lifting the gold ball after the last game each year.
I mean, yeah, we've really loved, that's always been our motto is gold ball, trying to go and win out these last two seasons and hopefully win a third one this year. It's been real special here at Bixby, especially looking at the guys that I've looked up to, like Austin Grotz and Chandler Miller and those kind of guys who have went on and made good careers of themselves too here at Bixby.
Now let me ask you this, because the Spartans have started to produce more and more college athletes, guys continuing to sign letter of intents. Most notably, Chris Harris, a while back, played his high school ball here at Bixby, and he just got done winning a Super Bowl earlier this year. So let me ask you this: does the legacy of the Bixby Spartans, does that, I don't want to say motivate you guys, but seeing guys succeed in this program, I got to feel like there's a lot of pride that goes into that.
No, there's definitely a lot of pride in what goes into that, It's not just, they don't just teach us here, to be good football players, also good men, And if you're able to go on and play at the next level, that's great, But if you don't, you will still succeed in life here.
Now, Bixby, back-to-back state champs. You guys working hard in the offseason now. Spring ball will be just around the corner coming up here in May. What are you guys working on right now to make sure once next season rolls around, you're going to be able to go after that three-peat?
Doing the same thing we've done the past 2 years, working out harder every day. We just started our full off-season lift right before spring ball starts, which, you can tell in the locker room and the weight room, we're all ready to put the pads on, ready to go. I think we've all got that intent, There's very few teams that have done a three-peat here in the state of Oklahoma, and I think we've got that type of team chemistry that we can go out and do it.
When you talk about being in the locker room, and you mentioned something, how you guys are ready to get the pads on, I got to feel like just hearing from players all over the state and things like that, especially when spring ball is right around the corner, and you're just tired of being in the weight room with one another, you're just tired of working out, running sprints, doing everything that you guys do in the off season. Is that, a common theme in the locker room? Look, guys, we're just ready to get out and hit somebody.
I think in a way we love grinding in the weight room, and running too, even though we might complain about it. But yeah, I think in a way that is a theme, though, that you want to make our strength coach, Coach Gilligan, makes a great program out here to where, we hate working out and we want to get the pads on because it's that hard, every day.
Let me ask you this, because Bixby is starting to develop somewhat of a reputation with their strength program, and I see the stickers all around South Tulsa, along with in the Bixby area, Club 225. How big is the strength and conditioning program here?
I think it's huge. You yourself have seen our weight room, and I think it's one of the best in the state, hands down. And putting a great certified coach like Coach Gilligan in there too to make it even better, I think it's one thing we live by, And we wear out guys in the fourth quarter. We're still running the same speed we did in the first quarter that we did in the fourth, unlike other teams who, you may run a 4.3, but you're not running that in the fourth quarter by any means.
Now let's talk about you as an individual. You really started to burst onto the scene as far as, wow, this guy has some real potential. After your sophomore season, a lot of people started noticing you last summer during spring ball, as well as some different team camps of that nature. That's especially when we noticed you as well out at the Mustang team camp, or thinking, oh my gosh, this guy has a chance to be pretty special. What is it about your game that kind of elevates you over some of the other defensive tackles in Oklahoma?
When I put my hand down, it's go time, I have that mentality that I'm going to go beat you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that should be, that's everybody's mentality, I guess, you could put, and when you put it that way, but it's just, you got to have that nastiness as a D lineman to go out there, and our defensive line coach has done a really good job of doing that.
Now, defensive tackles and really offensive tackles as well don't make up, a lot of stats. You don't see a lot of tackles. You don't see a lot of sacks. And a lot of that has to do with if you actually sit down and watch the tape, most elite defensive tackles are getting double teamed. They're getting triple teamed because they don't want you to get to the quarterback, because if they just put one man on you, you're more than likely going to get there into the backfield. So let me ask you this. How do you go and attack a double team when you know it's coming play after play after play?
You don't think about it, you just go, and at least that is to me. We've been taught how to defeat them. We've taught, just vertical pressure through the first guy and you're good, in my opinion. It's not, you can't think, maybe you're not getting the stats you want. You want to go out there and do what's best for your team, because your DNs are probably going out there making sacks while you're getting three guys put on you.
Now, I've looked at the 2017 class here in Oklahoma, and in the top 10 rankings, there's already 4 guys committed to Division I programs. Isaiah Thomas is another guy who, by the next time the rankings come out, he'll be up in the top 10. He's looking at possibly committing as well. There's a total of 5 guys, committed. Adrian Wolford, yourself, and then the 3 Oklahoma boys headed to Norman. This 2017 class appears to be special already as far as guys with elite talent, as well as guys who range in the 20 to 30 range. They also have a variety of offers. What do you think plays into that, and do you think more colleges are starting to notice the state of Oklahoma? Because we're seeing more and more colleges who didn't used to recruit Oklahoma very much, and now they're trying to get into Oklahoma more now.
I think it's a mentality with all of us in the state of Oklahoma. I think I wouldn't call us good old boys or whatever, but we got that mentality. We play nasty football, It's an every down, head-to-head football. And I've had several coaches and recruiters tell me that, and I think it's true.
And now you've mentioned in our conversation with you earlier this week about committing to Oklahoma State. They've been talking to you, recruiting you since your sophomore season, or right after your sophomore season. How has the relationship blossomed from that, going back a year ago when those talks first started?
Oh, I think it's tremendously grown. I fell in love with the program. I love all the coaches, defense, offense, even offensive coaches. I love how the players treat me when I'm up there, It's just a very welcoming program. Hats off to Coach Gundy for making it such a great program.
And now another part of the conversation I had with you, I learned this for the first time. You grew up an OU fan, actually, your entire life. So, I got to ask the question, was your family OU fans throughout the family? Is it going to be, difficult for them to start rooting for orange and black once you get to Stillwater?
Yeah, they were. My whole family's OU fans, except for my sister-in-law. But, I don't think it's difficult for them to wear as long as they're happy where I'm happy, I don't think it'd be hard for them to start supporting the orange and black.
Now, I have to ask this question because as we know, and you see it all the time now, guys will commit, and then, a month later, sometimes even a couple weeks later, they go ahead and decommit. They decide, I made a mistake. This isn't the place for me. Now, colleges are going to still come after you. That's no secret. Recruiting is a 24/7, 365 game, and until you sign on the dotted line in next February, colleges are still going to recruit you. I love hypothetical questions, and this one's the perfect one. If OU comes after you, if OU starts recruiting you, they make an offer, what do you say?
It's a hard question to make at this point, but I think I still stick with OSU, in my opinion, Once I make a commitment, that's just me. I stick with it. I don't go back because that hurts my integrity and the way people see me. But I still think I'll strive over at OSU, and I think that's the best school for me.
Now, one thing that I really like about this 2017 class is the meet up front, both offensive line prospects as well as defensive line prospects. And it's been a couple years since we've had a real top-notch defensive tackle prospect in Oklahoma. Marquise Overton from Jinx was one. And I think, honestly, he was the last real big name to come out of Oklahoma as a defensive tackle. All across the defensive line, we have guys who are starting to gain attention, you being among them. Is there pride in that as far as, at a position that doesn't get a whole lot of accolades, running backs, quarterbacks, receivers, they get most of the headlines because, they're making play after play. It's hard to notice, the line of scrimmage and those guys in the trenches making plays. Is it a pride thing knowing that, defensive line, offensive line prospects in Oklahoma are getting a lot of notice right now?
Yeah, I think it's a great pride, I mean, I wouldn't say without us there wouldn't be a game, but, those 3 guys or those 5 guys, depending on what side of the ball you're on, can change the game for you easily, depending on if you're a running team or not,
Is there something that you're personally working on this offseason to get yourself a little bit better, whether it be in the weight room, whether it's in the film room or anything like that? If you had to pinpoint one thing during this offseason before we get to spring ball that you're trying to improve on, what would that be?
Still trying to put on mass, I'm sitting pretty heavy right now, and then also trying to keep my speed up, trying to get faster so I can run down the quarterback, run down a running back. Guys now are getting faster and faster, and I want to be able to run them down.
Now let's go back to Oklahoma State because a couple years ago, Mike Gundy got a lot of criticism because OSU didn't recruit Oklahoma players that much. One guy would get an offer, 2 guys would get an offer. And there weren't very many guys signing with Oklahoma State and instead going out of state to a variety of schools. It seems like he's putting more of an importance on Oklahoma over the last couple recruiting classes, including this year. What do you see from Coach Gundy and the Oklahoma State coaching staff as far as how they recruit Oklahoma?
I think they take a great pride in Oklahoma. They told me themselves, why make a mess in your backyard? And I think that's true. That's true in that case. I think they want to recruit Oklahoma as best they can because this is, Oklahoma. They want to get the best guys and bring them here and keep them here.
All right, final question for you. It's the $1 million question as we head into spring football right around the corner. Bixby, are you guys the favorites to win another state championship? Do you guys feel like you guys should be ranked number 1 or whatever you want to call it as far as headed into the 2016 season? Do you feel like you guys have what it takes to win another state title?
Absolutely. I think we will be number 1 coming out preseason. I think we can keep that.
All right, man. Hey, congratulations on committing to Oklahoma State, and thanks for sitting down with us.
Appreciate it.
He's the newest commitment to the University of Oklahoma State, Brendon Evers, Bixby defensive tackle. He's going to be trying to wreak havoc in opposing backfields all season long in 2016. I'm Michael Knight, the managing director of OKPreps.com, and this has been another OKPreps exclusive right here on your home for high school sports, OKPreps.com.